So most people think that the Manson family murders was a random act of violence. Truth is, it was a satanic ritual carried out on August 8th, 1969, August 8th being the 219th ritual day, and 2 plus 9 equals 11. And what you will see that the 6 people murdered there, including the baby and Sharon Tate, were all killed around midnight, and that Tex Watson told them that he was the devil and he was there to do the devil's work, and that is true. And of course, Roman Polanski was conveniently gone, and truth is, he was in London performing the satanic ritual. Now, 2 days later, on August 10th, Rosemary LeBlanca and her husband were killed, and of course, Rosemary. Now, Roman Polanski made the movie Rosemary's Baby about the devil's son. And in reality, that is Prince William of Wales. It's another story. And you will see that he had foreknowledge of 9/11, and that Roman Polanski had foreknowledge of the Madrid train bombings and the BP Gulf oil rig explosion, and that he is a high-ranking member of the Freemasons and a devil worshipper, and he should be captured, interrogated, and incapacitated for his crimes against these people and humanity. And so quickly we see that August 7th, 1998 is the 218th ritual day, and 2 plus 1 plus 8 equals 11. And you'll notice the long line of 11s here. All of these are satanic rituals, but your Freemason media promotes them as what? As terrorist attacks or random acts of violence. But the truth is that they're all carried out by the Freemasons in the name of Satan. And here we have the March 11th Madrid train bombings. And of course the movie The Ninth Gate pretty much seals the fate of Roman Polanski, as he just about admits that he had knowledge of all of these events. And so of course the movie The Ninth Gate, released in 2000, opens up with a view of downtown Manhattan, where the 9/11 ritual will take place. And so here we see them pressing 666 as they go up in the elevator, and of course 666 marks the beast. Now I'm going to tell you this 666. April 29th, 2011, 4 plus 2 plus 9 plus 2 equals 17. 17 minus 11 equals 6. Now Prince William, that is when he's getting married of Wales, and that is 66 years to the date after Adolf Hitler, the second Antichrist, got married. And there it is, your 666. Your third and final Antichrist, Prince William of Wales. And that is where the spirit of this beast resides, the angel of the bottomless pit, carrying out the war of terror, or basically the destruction of 3.5 billion people. And notice the towers in the background to represent the Twin Towers. And so here are the Madrid trains, which were bombed in March 11th, 2005. And here's our hero. He's on the train reading the book, which is supposed to represent My Pet Goat, the book to summon Satan. And he's on page 111. Yes, that is April 20th. April 20th. And at April 20th, 2010, you saw the BP Gulf oil rig explosion at 11 p.m. 11 people died, and that also means there's 11 days left in April. And it also means that there's 254 days left in the year, and 2 plus 5 plus 4 equals 11, and the 254th day of the year, 9/11. 9 plus 1 equals 11. And so here we see Johnny Depp is now visiting the Balkan Press, or BP. Notice the BP on the walls. So absolutely no doubt in your mind that Roman Polanski had foreknowledge of these so-called terrorist attacks or accidents that were about to take place. And so this is what your politicians, your stars, your CEOs of your major organizations, what they participate in. Satanic rituals. You know they're satanic, you know they're evil, and this is actually what they do. They summon demons, they sacrifice children, and that is why there are so many children always missing in America. Sacrifice to Satan. And so here's another reference to Satan. They're in France, they're looking for Saint Martin, and of course Saint Martin spelled backwards would be Nitram, a reference to Satan. Now France is a huge place for the Illuminati, the Freemasons, and a lot of satanic rituals take place there all the time. And so here are the towers where the ritual is going to take place to summon the spirit of Satan, which is supposed to be resembling the Twin Towers of downtown Manhattan, which are actually modeled after the pyramids of Giza. And so here we see the person representing George W. Bush in between 2 columns, which represents the gate, and he's laying out 9 pages, or 9/11. Now listen to the rules they live by, these Freemasons, to to know how satanic they are.
By a long and circuitous route, to brave the arrows of misfortune and fear neither noose nor fire, to play the greatest of all games and win, foregoing no expense, is to mock the vicissitudes of fate and gain at last the key that will unlock the ninth gate.
Yes.
Allegiance, master.
And so,
Pledge myself to you, body and soul. Let me fear neither noose nor fire nor poison. Erase me from the book of life. Inscribe me in the black book of death.
yes, and that is pretty much what George W. Bush is all about. Death. And he's brought about 6 million deaths since he stole the presidency. And here's the ritual for the simulation of. And so this is what many people went through on 9/11. Notice that the man is dressed much like a stockbroker. And of course, many were burned alive on September 11th, 2001. Those who weren't lucky enough to make it to the windows to jump. Which is pretty much what I think should happen to George W. Bush. He should be lit on fire and thrown out of the window. If I only had about 4 courageous, brave soldiers, we could accomplish this, but it's very hard when most people are just so consumed with their own self-interests, lacking courage, lovers of lies, cowards. But nonetheless, that's what I'm here for, to put this angel of the bottomless pit back in the pit. Of course, here you see the burning tower. And of course, the joke's on you, people, because you are all participating in your self-destruction, and you aren't doing much about it, except of course for the people of Egypt, who I congratulate for liberating themselves, and I hope they get that devil-worshipping Freemason scum out of office one way or the other. And so here's Rome, and unfortunately it's not the current picture, but he resides in France. And he is next to his wife, Sharon Tate, who he had murdered, and his unborn baby killed. The sick, pagan, devil-worshipping scum, not worthy of life. So, capture him, interrogate him, find out what he knows, and then incapacitate him. You know, cut his eyes out, pull his tongue, cut his frenulum, break his arms, break his legs. Make it look witchy. And here we see a picture of the walls of the pyramids of Giza, the 119. And that curly 9 means backwards and forwards, and 1 + 1 + 9 = 11. And of course backwards, that's 9/11. Now the 119th day is April 29th, and the 254th day is 9/11, and 2 + 5 + 4 = 11. And that means there's 111 days left, and that's April 20th. And of course, on April 20th, 2010 at 11 p.m., 11 people died, and there's 11 days left in April. We saw the BP Gulf oil rig explosion, another Freemason satanic ritual. And of course the 111 also represents the 3 candles that will be burned in these rituals. The female god, the male god, and the middle candle will be the door. And of course that's what you saw on September 11th. The north tower burned, the south tower burned, and building number 7 representing the door. And so you see the towers burning like candles. Notice how the fighters are almost out. And you're going to say that these fighters somehow brought down these giant steel reinforced structures. And I tell you, you must see the footage of the February 9th, 2009 Mandarin Oriental Hotel fire in China and see this 44-story steel structure completely engulfed in flames, burned for a day, yet it does not fall or implode on itself like they did on 9/11. A complete lie. Impossible to burn a steel structure and bring it down. Now, of course, February 9th, 2009, the Mandarin Oriental Hotel fire, we have a double 11 there, don't we? February 9th, 2 + 9 = 11, and the year 2009, and 2 + 9 = 11. Again, the work of the Freemasons.